Well, very good afternoon. Today I'm going to discuss HBO's Barry. 8 parts, excellent series, written by Bill Hader, starring Bill Hader. I think that's how you pronounce his name. If you've not heard of him, he's from Saturday Night Live, and he's actually an excellent impersonator. I didn't know that. I've been watching the 8 parts. I've just watched the last two, but he's actually an excellent impersonator. He does all the big stars, and that's what he's known for in America. Anyway, what's the story about Gal? I'll tell you exactly what it's about. It's about a young lad. He's not really young, in his late 20s. He comes back from Afghanistan and works for a guy who is his like agent as a hitman. Hires him out. The actor playing that is an actor called Stephen Root. You've seen him loads of times. Good actor. He hires him out and he tells him to go and work for a couple of Russians who need him to take care of this guy, who in the plot in the first episode is at an acting school run by Henry Winkler, who is brilliant. Henry Winkler in this, as in the Fonz Henry Winkler, and he's a real scene stealer in this. Anyway, he goes to kill this guy who's working in one of his classes, and before he knows where he is, he ends up sussing out where he's going to take this guy out and walks into one of the classes. He gets hooked in, and this young lady comes up to him. Sarah Goldberg is the actress who's playing the part, and they connect. Anyway, before you know where you are, I don't want to give too much away, but the guy gets killed and then suddenly it all follows on and he actually joins the acting class because he discovers that he can act. Now, it's a black comedy. It's 8 parts. The best thing for me in this is Henry Winkler, but I do like the woman who plays the black policewoman in this. She's excellent. But the whole storyline has an undercurrent of comedy plus bits and pieces that are quite violent. But what I do like about this is it's only half an hour. I think every episode is. It does flow very well. Now, as you heard me say, I've just literally watched the last episode, and the last episode, the ending wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. But because he does flashbacks all the time, then he looks for things that aren't there, and he thinks about things, and you think he's actually there, but he's not. It catches you out. But the good news is HBO, who are ruthless when it comes to not making second series if they're not good enough, are already commissioned the second series. So I really like this. Now, it's the sort of thing some people may have just let go and never heard of. It's called Barry, and I do recommend it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And the reason I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 and not higher is because there are parts that some people might not like, especially black comedies, not everybody's cup of tea. But for me, I do like the acting in this. As I say, I'm a big fan of Henry Winkler. I really like him. He's been doing a lot of stuff in the UK actually for kids channels, and he's really good in this. I really like the way he takes the piss and these acting schools and the method acting and everything. It really is very good. As I say, 8 parts, worth a watch, and 7 out of 10. Now, before I go, I just want to discuss a few things on here. First of all, as you probably see by now, I've done a lot of reviews, and there's a lot of stuff that people review online. I just want to give my bias on this because for me, it's only my personal opinion. Now, the thing about reviewers, they come and go and what have you, and they tell you what they think, but the reviewers aren't, especially the expert reviewers. This is what I want to discuss, not the people that do YouTube, the expert reviewers. They've made one of the biggest fuck-ups there's ever been in the history of cinema in the last few months, because they all slaughtered a movie called The Greatest Showman. Now, that movie has gone on to make more money as a musical than anything in the last 25 years. The soundtrack is the biggest selling soundtrack outside of Saturday Night Fever from a film. So when you see the expert reviews on certain things, just think back to what they said about The Greatest Showman, because you know what, people don't always listen to the experts. I give my honest opinion about what I think of a program, and I try to tell it straight. And as I said, this wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea, but I do like this young lad who has written this, and he's very, very good in this. So, if you want me to review anything, or if I mispronounce something like Mooney Boy or something like that, which apparently I did yesterday, come and make a comment, and I'll be happy to review it. That series literally just finished on Atlanta, but you can download it as far as I know and do a block thing. And if you can download it through some other network, it's well worth a watch. HBO for me are the BBC of America anyway. I love HBO. I mean, they have made some of the best dramas to come out of America for a long, long time. Really high class. But they're up against it now because, of course, Netflix, who I highly rate, and Amazon, who have now stretched into other fields, including the Premier League, which I've only just found out about yesterday, are also making great productions. So there's a lot of competition, and I like that there's a lot of competition, because it means that dramas are getting stronger, and there's a lot of things out there that some people miss. I don't want you to miss Barry. I think it's very good. 7 out of 10. I've still got lots more reviews to do, and as always from me, have a great day.